Good morning, everyone. Thought I'd come on and do a Divine Feminine reading, kind of a little check in on her energy, their energy. Uh, just getting a lot through, and I did write a lot down, but I think Spirit kind of summed it up in a nice, tight little package with a few things. Uh, First of all, I want to say the 3D energies for the Divine Feminine are getting very loud. So they're like in their masculine energy a little more, maybe seeing some of the just old distorted aspects of the masculine. It's going to be different for everyone. Their discernment is illuminating a lot right now, seeing where they are. This is a direct quote, running up against those telling source or God energy, whatever you believe in, how they want their growth to unfold. So I feel like the Divine Feminine, and I mean, like I said, a lot came through, but they just wanted short and sweet because, um, like I said, it is going to be different for everyone, but things are just shifting and transmuting and purging at such a quick clip right now that what's true right in this moment is going to be something else going to be true in the next moment. There's a lot going on, so let's just tap in. I want to check in on. I've got 4 different decks here for the themes that the Divine Feminine might be um, facing right now, challenged with right now. We do have on the bottom of this deck forgiveness. This is the card, actually. It wasn't on the bottom. This is the card that flipped out when I was just shuffling and getting things ready. But I wanted to show it because uh, I know for myself, I've had a lot of self blame come up um, in the last, I don't know, maybe month, just month and a half, maybe, that like in really noticing these quick one-liners that I'm like that are coming from the mind against the body. So just like I don't know, like wondering if I can trust my body. But we've all been getting ready for this. We've been getting ready for the Empress mode and the High Priestess mode, whatever you're about to step into. And forgiveness is a huge part of that. If you have to forgive others, great. Uh, but this is about forgiving yourself for, especially if you've been treating your body the way that you thought it was telling you to treat it, treating it very kindly, putting it, fueling it with healthy things and, you know, thoughts and situations and whatever. And then all of a sudden, there's a breakdown. It's like, well, I thought I was strong enough, I thought I built myself up. So I mean, that's coming up for me. So it's been a very wow pill to swallow. Well, I gotta tell you, it wanted to come out because it is a big deal. Forgiveness coming out with accept responsibility. Look yourself in the mirror. There's no one to blame. Yes, so we are facing some self-blame, but isn't it great that we're doing it now and not later? You may have thought you've done it before, but these aren't those dark nights of the soul that we've gone through. This is a cleanup phase, 2025 cleanup phase, right? So when we can learn to take full responsibility for our thoughts and our actions and how we are responding to ourselves and our situations that we're allowing ourselves to be put in. Um, it's going to be different for everyone, but I just feel like forgiveness and accept responsibility. This is where she's just You know, she's accepting, she's surrendering and accepting that, you know, she agreed to this path with Source. There's something else. Ooh, that was great. There's something else I want to say. I just can't quite hear it. It's something about the accepting responsibility. You know, I feel like I want to put one word over, like a blanket word over both of these cards, and that's just acceptance. Acceptance of what you're moving through, whether it's challenging or not. Some of you might also be noticing old patterns of where you're like judging yourself. Well, of course, you know, we talked about that, right? But judging others more. And it's like your discernment is like really wide open. Your eyes wide open right now. And I've been saying this for a while. We cannot unsee what we're seeing right now, but especially in ourselves. And it's not about beating ourselves up about it. It's about saying, okay, what is this saying to me? Is there more to heal? It's not anyone's job to do it for me. And that's what I was saying back here with, you know, when spirit just dropped it in this morning. The divine feminine is running up against those people, situations, friends, family, partners, whatever, whoever it is, your children, you know, even, you know, running up against those who are still telling God how they want their path to unfold. They say, yes, I want to grow, but yet they're dictating, and for me, the ones that I'm coming up against, it's like they're telling themselves it's okay, that's I'm supposed to tell God what to do, and I'm okay. Maybe that's their path right now. I'm sorry, I can't stop smiling. I want to laugh about that because it just reminds me of my early days. So, but I also, for me, it's like, okay, what is this showing me about me? Am I still trying to control my path in some way? Am I still trying to tell the all that is how to do its job, instead of surrendering and letting go and accepting that, you know, whatever happens is I've already agreed to it, number one, but letting myself be an accepting receptacle for what wants to come. I look at this. I have Summoning Power came out. I love these. It looks more beautiful on the camera actually than it does in front of me, but so for me, with the trusting the body, it was like I thought I was trusting my intuition, thought I was hearing myself correctly when it said, you know, feed me this or do this, don't do that, and I started to question did I get it wrong? No, I didn't get it wrong. I'm just clearing out all those times when I thought I did, right? I don't know, somebody needed to hear that. This is a number 4. They're wanting me to acknowledge here, you know, the protection, the support, the angelic realms are, and your guides, all of them, your animal spirits. We're all being guided here and protected during this transition. Interesting transition. Yeah, where are we trying to control this? I'm reading this as the shadow aspect of the word. Where are we trying to control what comes through? I think we're being shown that, just to make sure, because, you know, like I said, we've been prepared for High Priestess mode here. I feel like we're just like on the precipice of walking, like stepping fully into that. And a mantra that came through for me this morning is, um, oh, how did it go? Oh, mm, gosh, this is bugging me. See, the Mercury is playing with me today, so hold please. Okay, it was I am strong enough to hold the light. So I feel like right now we're just really being brought through opportunities that put that to the test. Um, Getting ready to, really calling back up all lost soul parts of ourselves and fragmentations, even if that fragmentation occurred within the last month or the last year. We don't, it's not like we have to go all the way back. Some of us do, not all of us do, because we've already gone and done that. This is just, it's like in the moment, cleaning up and calling back all our parts of ourselves from conversations we're having in the moment or situations we find ourselves in. I like that, Spirit, so thank you for that. Uh, that's where our true power comes in, when we continuously practice that. If you know anything about Reiki, the more you do it, the stronger you get. It's not like you're the one given the power, though. The stronger the vessel, the conduit becomes to flow that through, right? So I love that. Yeah, let's see what else. Deep emotions coming up for sure right now, because it's your sacred purpose. This is what you're here to do. This is the legacy that you're leaving. I'm going to keep this out. Past life influences. Yeah. So we just talked about going back and cleaning up the past life, calling the soul fragments back. But I got this message through earlier. The past life influences. Um, our ancestors are really showing up right now, especially the feminine energy in the lineage, to help us process uh, I'm hearing the interpretation, the emotional interpretation of our legacy. Interesting. What other themes are maybe coming through for the Divine Feminine collective energies? Very intense times. June is the middle mark, man. It's just middle mark. And solstice is intense. It's coming up this Friday. I am recording this on the 16th of June, 2025. There's a lot of same card was on the bottom of the deck when I started shuffling. It is a 14 card. So there's a 5 there. Feel into emotions, and then we have the deep emotions here. The Divine Feminine is being asked to not turn away from whatever's coming up. We're being asked to not turn away. Divine Feminine, I also want to say there is nothing small about what's going on. I just looked down at my notes from my meditation, and that was the channeled message that came through for the title. There's nothing small about this. So let's take a look at the cards that fell. I love the beautiful pink energies. Ooh, just got chills down my legs. Wow. Wow. What do we have here? Become your own priority. Isn't it? If that's not divine feminine, I don't know what is. It feels like Queen of Pentacles, Empress energy. Nurture yourself, put yourself on your plate. Don't wait for anyone else to do it, right? Validate you. Validate you. So this could be one of the things coming up for the divine feminine is where they have not upheld their healthy boundaries they put into place a very long time ago. Maybe those healthy boundaries are being readjusted right now. Clear limiting beliefs. Yeah, like I said, there's something about the discernment that's coming up right now. Our discernment is really being shown and having things illuminated for us in each moment. We're seeing friendships differently. We're seeing the truths of them. We're seeing, good, bad, indifferent, whatever it is. We're seeing the truth of our connections, romantic, work-wise, family-wise, and we're really putting ourselves first, saying, no, 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 period, no. This is not in line with me. It doesn't have to be. I'm noticing where people are trying to control me and my connection with them. It's like, whoa, wait, no, mm-mm, mm-mm, no, 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 no. We've got Lady of Lake on the bottom of this. After my pre-shuffle, it says new beginnings. Something is about to happen. Bam. Yeah. Not just in the Divine Feminine collective, but I want to say in the Twin Flame collective, because I, I don't use this deck very often, but we have a swan, and I'm seeing the swan's reflection. So, twin collective energy, there's a higher consciousness that's flowing through, of course. Tell me something I don't already know, Mary Jo, right? And, look at the geomagnetic storms we're having. If you have not noticed yet, where'd that go? If you have not noticed yet, even though this is the solar flares and everything come from the sun, remember the sun has its counterpart, the moon energy, the feminine energy. Sun is the masculine energy. I think I just spit on my cards. Divine feminine, females, I'm going to speak to you right now. You may notice that you have, no matter what age you are having days when you urinate more than normal, or more than you're used to, with or without any added fluid intake, right? I would highly suggest that you start tracking, or don't have to. It helped me understand how my body responds to these energies. This is just one small one, so I know if I'm sharing too much information, but during strong geomagnetic storms, I detox a lot, I urinate a lot. My output for my ostomy is super increased because typically she's very, very quiet. But so you may be noticing that. You may be noticing that it's kind of like a full moon energy for you, where you may be weepy during geomagnetic storms, especially the X-class solar flares in G1, 2, 3, 4, whatever solar flare or geomagnetic storms. So just even if you track it just so you can understand where your body, how your body is responding to all the light that's coming in, it may enlighten you. Okay. Deep sea diving, way of the mystic, learn through experiencing depth. And I just love how watery this deck is, because I am no surprise they asked me to use this divine feminine with a lot of like the moon energy and the water energy. This is about going deep, and then you've got, so you go deep, and then you got the Lady of the Lake that's coming up with the sword of truth, right? So we are, you know, in moments being asked to go deep into our emotional fields, not running away, not pushing things away, going, I've already dealt with that. This is by no means a dark night of the soul. This is brilliant, actually. I mean, dark nights of the soul are very brilliant if you can get to a space of wrapping your brain around the full purpose of that, even while you're in it. But this right now, what's going on is just, it's incredibly brilliant, brilliantly planned. I do want to say divine feminines are also clearing out anything. So with all this clearing of the unforgiveness and you know, shirking responsibilities, whatever we're clearing out, beneath the surface, we're going deep, ladies. You're going deep. I got my cards all behind me here. Let's jump into the tarot. So this is you know, I don't have transition here, but these cards kind of say to me the steps of the processes that we're going through. But this definitely does feel like a very big transition for the Divine Feminine collective. She's rising again, male or female, but the Divine Feminine is rising again. We've been deep in the masculine energy, so I feel like for the last few years, so I feel like right now any masculine energy that she's experiencing might show up a little distorted right now, but it's okay. It's clearing. Like I said, this is just like, sit back, be a detached observer, you know, be an Empress energy, be receptive, see what everything, this is a moment of seeing what everything's been trying to say to you. All right, let's dive into the tarot here. Divine Feminine Collective, what would you like to express here? Initiate of Swords. Oh, no, I gotta remember what's what in this deck. I should have done that before. Queen of Swords, Initiate of Swords, male or female. I love, this is one thing I love about this deck, because the queens, what would be the queens, sometimes show up in a masculine form. It's just, you're being initiated. Initiation of the truth. Discernment. Discernment. You're being brought through this next phase of discernment. Initiation. You're at the beginning stages of, no. Ooh, I got two energies wanting to battle it out here. There's like a yes and no. There's like a this and that are true. Okay. Take a look, Mary Jo, at the initiate. Typically would be the queen, but the initiate is a higher level of energy within the core. The initiate has made much progress, and some commitment has already been established. So that's where we're at the beginning of the next level, but at the end of the last. It's kind of how I'm picking that up now. Growth is not by any means limited or finished. There is still much to be done. However, validation of the chosen path is ours because we have accomplished enough to see that success will be ours if we continue working as we have been. We can enjoy what we have, but not get lazy or complacent. I love that because these energies today, Mercury, there's a square, there's a square, there's a square, there's a, oh my gosh, there's a lot going on cosmically this week alone. It's like this is the busiest week of the year here, planetarily, cosmically. And my calendar is way over there, and I don't want to get into the astrology, but I'm really challenged with holding on to the channeled messages that are coming through. We have accomplished enough to see that success will be ours if we continue working as we have been. So this time period is where anything that we've been doing or not paying attention to that has actually been stepping, and it's, I want to say stepping, not standing in our way, but it's like that's crazy. Just got a notification that my phone's too hot. I'm not even on my phone. That's crazy. There just feels like maybe that's what's going on, interference. Let's keep going. So Divine Feminine, your energy is, your discernment is being illuminated. What stays, what goes, what tweaks, what needs to be tweaked. I'm hearing whether or not you can be in situations in your self-mastery. Yeah, whether or not you can still be in your self-mastery and still be in situations or have people in your life that are there. What else? That's wild. That's going to blow my mind. Checking the battery on this. I'm inside. There's not hot. It's actually cool right now. It's not humid yet. The hair will get big later. Oh, wow, that's a lot. Yeah. Tradition. Hierophant. Burning it down. No more. There are, and you know that, we've been doing that, right? Ace of Wands. I'm hearing there've been a lot of now I know moments. Magician. And then with that, I know what to do. I know what to do. Discernment. 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 It's just your discernment. Here we go. How do you spell that? It's really showing you everything. It's showing you that you are more powerful than you may have been telling yourself. Wow. I feel like for many of us, this is where our higher self really kicks into high gear. I'm sorry, there's a lot that wants to come through who okay. Let's keep going. Ooh, not all that. That's interesting. I'm just suddenly getting these really funny, I don't know, not funny, haha, but interesting vibes flowing through here. That my phone going off saying it's too high. It's just, or the battery's dead, which I just charged it. Which, anything's possible, right? Wow. Anyway, let's keep going. Divine Feminine. What do you want to tell us about this Hierophant? What are you burning down? Oof. Oof. I don't know if you probably couldn't see that, but she just flipped and up in the reverse in my hand here. Page of Cups. Page of Cups. Oh, wow, that's brilliant. Help me put it into words here. I feel like there's a lot changing for the Divine Feminine collective energies. Yes, this is an internal shift, but I'm going to say this is going to have a profound impact on her external world, on her 3D life, which is good. This is where the Divine Feminine is no longer putting her energy, her emotions into things that, people, places, things that just, they don't fill her cup. She's standing in her power here. At least moving in that direction to finally, yes, we can embody, but then once we embody, we've got to express as the Empress or the, the High Priestess. I don't mean we've got to walk up, like it looks on the tarot decks or anything. We may not look different, but what we allow ourselves to be in changes drastically. Because it's just too much friction for us to even allow it in. Why would we? When we can purify our own energy. Yes, there are. Okay, so on the flip side, this is also mastering how. So when we're in those situations, when there's no way around it. Let's say maybe it's family, it's a family event, and if you don't go, you'd be making it about you, because if you don't want to go because of so-and-so's going to be there, you're not, that's not why you're going for, like, say it's your kid's birthday, grandkid's birthday, whatever, or somebody's birthday, you're going for that person, right? This, I don't know, I maybe, I don't know if it's for the collective or for a few that just need to hear this. You get to a space where I don't know, boy, suddenly my stomach's starting to hurt. It's like I'm being squeezed around my middle here. Something's trying to keep me from expressing what I want to express here. So, what is that? What is that? I don't know, keep moving on. I'm being told just move on. Ace of Wands, Divine Feminine. New beginning, new spark, inspiration. It's like you finally, you know what to do. You remember who you are. The Magician, you remember who you are. You remember all your tools. You remember lost tools. I feel for many of us, we're receiving from our ancestors, the ancient wisdom of the Divine Feminine and our lineage of how they've what they went through, how they've grown. You know, even if you know your ancestry, there's something new coming in here. Maybe a new guide, maybe a new form of expression. You know, like maybe light language or some kind of a psychic ability coming online stronger than before, because I feel like I want to say I'm talking to the Divine Feminine Collective who are walking embodied as the Empress, High Priestess, whichever, you know, one you resonate more with, the true sacred feminine energy, but are just going to the next level of that embodiment. I don't understand that from my 3D perspective, so I hope that makes some kind of sense for you. I don't know why I'm not being able to wrap my head around something there, but that's my journey. Take what resonates for you and run with it. So let's take a look at this. Yeah, wow, Six of Swords. Just moving on. You've burned it down. You've stated your you stood your ground on here, and you stood your ground, and not didn't allow something to to remain. Leaving town with the clothes on your back, man. Let's get the final three here. Oh, well, look at that. Well, thank you so much. We've got the Eight of Swords. I'm kind of seeing this differently. Let's get back to that. We've got the Four of Wands. Celebration, stability, building something new. Now you can take this inspiration, this idea, this new fire within you after what's been burned down. You build something new. It's like I love watching or seeing clips now, because I don't watch the news. Like seeing clips, they just randomly show up for me. You know, if I'm led to nudge to watch them, I do. About like when, you know, like after a natural disaster, or a hurricane, tornado, whatever. I love hearing people say, it's just a home. Got my life, got my kids, got my spouse, got my dog. I don't need anything else. I can rebuild. This is it. This is the Divine Feminine saying goodbye to the past, burning it all down. No matter what that looks like. Hold, please. For some of you, and we've got, let me say this, we've got the final card, it's the Two of Cups. You know where I'm going to go here, right? For some of you, this is, you could be saying to your divine counterpart, if you're a twin flame on that journey, whatever you call it, this is where some of you could be saying, I need to build something new for myself. Walking away from the past. You know you can't walk away from your twin. They're always with you. But this is simply knowing that where they're at and where you're at are two totally different spaces. This Eight of Swords depiction gives me that sense of, Red Rover, let Jenny come over. um, but it's like the initiate. Even see, I'm struggling with this because the initiate is typically, I know that's a novice. I don't have, it's not a word that I have a definition for in my human mind. So let's just put it that way. But initiate, the initial steps to something. It's the beginning steps to something. It's the first steps. You've been here before. These aren't your first steps. Oh, they are. They are. They're your first steps in your new body, in your new light body, in your new chapter, in your new timeline, in your new whatever you're stepping into. This is just a final test. Are you ready? Are your senses fine-tuned? Whatever's in the way of that is being cleared out. However you've been seeing things that has been maybe not crystal clear is being weeded out now. You're going to be able to see it because you're going to sense it. The energy that you sense and then what you see are going to match, but you don't need it. You're going to rely on your senses, your intuition, your instincts, your body. Let's go back right to what we started with. Forgiving the body, knowing and trusting the body. You are strong enough to take in all of this light. You are strong enough. You've done nothing wrong. You've been doing everything the way that your higher self and your guides have been saying to do. You've been following God's plan for you, God's will. You've done nothing wrong. I want to say with that novice, this page of cups in reverse, and then right in the middle, let yourself off the frickin' hook. Saying that right to myself in the camera. Like I'm looking in the mirror, right? Let yourself off the frickin' hook and celebrate where you're at, because you're certainly not where you've been anymore, right? When this time, this phase, this whatever we're in settles, shifts fully, I'm going to ask about that in a minute. It opens the door for divine union, for those who are on the twin flame journey. For those who are not, don't resonate with it, doesn't matter. You could be having a soulmate come in, a partner come in, a friend, a new friend, just somebody who's part of your tribe coming in, and they ground you. I want to say they ground you. Interesting, we have no pentacles on the table. None. Wands, swords, cups. The Hierophant and the Magician. So all of this is occurring energetically, mentally, emotionally. The body, let me ask about that. I've got something coming in, but let me ask. Talk to me why the physicality is not here on the table. Three of Cups. Two of Swords. Wow. Why is the physical not here on the table? How are we still? No? Yeah. Oh, you know what? It doesn't matter. the Novice of Chalices, it's the Knight of Cups, but it's still in reverse. And I'm still getting the same vibe, not putting your emotion, something's run its course. You're not putting your mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical body in anything that's not in alignment anymore. Because we've got, it's so funny, I always think he's smoking a cigarette. He's breathing fire out of his nostrils. Bearded dragon. The Page of Wands. And the Knight of Swords. Well, I was asking why the physical isn't here on the table. And I've still got no physical. No tangibility. I do want to say, for those of you, and I was not intending this to be a twin flame reading, although I am reading for the Divine Feminine Collective, those of you who your counterpart has third-party energies around them, well, I think you're being shown, I gotta say, I don't think, I know you're being shown here where the mirroring is going on in your physical, and it has to do with your discernment. I keep being brought to the back of my eyes. Like, how are you seeing things? And like, I'm seeing the brain with two eyes on it. Like, what are you telling yourself? How are you seeing things? There's a new message coming in, whether through me, through another person, through a meme, a movie. It's going to come in an unconventional way, I'm hearing. It may be a truth that may not feel warm and fuzzy at first, right? Holy cow, I've been sitting here for 47 minutes. Didn't know that. Thank you if you're still here. If you're still watching, thank you for being here. I appreciate that. Again, still, 10 of Wands, responsibility. Accept responsibility. 10 of Pentacles. For some of you, there could be accepting your role, your responsibility for your role in a family situation, for however your family is. Ace of Cups, Stars, brings in healing. Queen of Cups brings in a lot of healing when this forgiveness of self, forgiveness of anybody, but I was focused on the self this morning because here we are, we've got the mirrored image. Accepting responsibility, forgiving yourself, forgiving your body. So I feel like that's a work in progress right now. There's deep emotional, deep healing going on the emotional and mental bodies here. But you'll be able to shine your light again. Hermit, 9 of Pentacles. There's the Pentacles. There, now it comes in. Because there's something new that you're learning here. That's why but we're feeling in the physical body, or in, some of you might be seeing things shifting in your physical world, or you may feel like something's shifting but you're not seeing it. That's kind of me. I'm sensing it and noticing it more in my physical body. talk to me about the physical body for the divine feminine when she's taking in all this light, when she's detoxing all of these mental and emotional energies that just are no longer aligned, ones that she thought she's already dealt with. Talk to me about that. What's going on with the physical body, the vessel, the chalice, the whatever you want to call it. Well, it turned in the reverse, but we've got the King of Wands in reverse. With the Queen of Wands on the bottom in a male depiction. Again, I'm being drawn back to accepting responsibility. Well, I did have, this is how it came out. With the Two of Wands, the Eight of Wands, my gosh. Novice of Wands. Well, I will say things will get moving. And there was the, hang on here. There was the Novice of Wands, Knight of Wands, Three of Wands, something you've manifested, bam, Ace of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Six of Wands. Man, where we're going, I want to say you're going to have everything that you could ever imagine. But here's the thing, how we've imagined it is shifting. Because what we once desired, we've kind of seen that being shown to us in different ways over the last, let's say, 5 years. Do your math. We'll be rebuilding. For many of us, some of the faces will appear the same, but we will not be the same, for sure. All right, I wasn't thinking of doing that. Let's do this. Few cards on the Divine Masculine energy. I wasn't planning on doing that. Just throw that back there, yes. If you see writing on this deck, this is my traditional tarot deck that I started learning more of the book definitions and getting some channeled messages, so I have notes on my cards. So if you see that, that's why. All right, talk to me, Divine Masculine. Where are you at? Where's the Divine Masculine energy right now? Oh, okay. Magician. Four of Swords. Page of Cups. Well, all right. All right. They've got the Eight of Swords too. So, yeah. Oh, well, here's the Ace of Pentacles here. It's only 3 cards down on the bottom of the deck for the Divine Masculine. For the Divine Feminine, it was probably like, I don't know, 8 or 9 cards down. Seven cards down. I don't know why that's important, Spirit, but yes, I do. Okay, for those of you whose Divine Masculine was trapped in a I'm saying the word trapped because I got the devil energy underneath the high priestess here. Um, who was trapped in a third party situation. They are freeing themselves. You don't know that yet, but they will be coming a lot sooner than you think. You may not be sensing your. I feel like I want to say to you, look at that. Oh my gosh, divine masculines. Holy shit! Go with the bottom of the deck. High priestess, devil, chariot, your Jupiter and Cancer, baby. Oh my gosh, a new path, the Fool, divine timing, Seven of Pentacles, and the Sun. Something's about ready to bust out of the gate here for the divine masculine. I feel like I can safely say that they are extricating themselves from a third party energy. And that's what you've been doing, divine feminine. If you're seeing that, that discernment, okay, that person's not in alignment with me, that situation's not in alignment, eyes wide open, so have they. And I feel like I can safely say that there is an offer, Ace of Pentacles, there is an offer that is on the horizon here from the divine masculine. But while you are going through your transition, divine feminine, this divine masculine is I'm hearing they're trying to get up the nerve to come and apologize, or just come and show up in some kind of emotional vulnerability with you. But first, that they've got to do it with themselves, and they're taking a moment. For some of them, they're just procrastinating, but for others of them, they are making sure that their energy is clear before they come forward. Some of them may be tapping into energy work, may not, but even if it's just going for like a massage, something like that. I don't know why I'm getting that through, but they want to come through and show you now where they may not have been ready for you. They are ready for you. They're a divine match for you. They can meet you right where you're at. At the very least, they want to. They want to express that that's their intention, that's their desire. Anything else you want to say to the divine feminine? Short, quick messages, please. Yeah. I'm coming home. I'm here and I'm coming home. Well, that's a significant message for me. That's a phrase that I've heard many, many times. So there's definitely a new journey between the two of you, but there's most importantly, there's a new one for you and there's a new one for them. And then you come together and create that third energy, right? Three of Wands, the third energy. I want to say that there are some out there that are saying, I look for you everywhere. I see similar vehicles as yours, and I wonder if it's you, but I look for you everywhere, at the store, driving. I just look for you everywhere. Still the same cards on the bottom of the deck. Okay. Let's get a final guidance message for the divine feminine here. Or a couple. Let's see what wants to come out. But yeah, definitely moving through a transition. There's nothing small about this. And it's very interesting because that's what channeled through before I turn on the camera, but yet there's not a lot of major arcanas here, Divine Feminine. You've got the Magician and the Hierophant in your main spread. And you've only got the Star on the bottom from the bottom of the deck and the other cards. So this it is a big deal, and it feels really intense right now. But there's a lot of little things that are clearing up. It's not then the big things will start happening. I feel like the new the timeline split we had April 30th was kind of rocked a lot of people's worlds, internally and externally. So that serves a purpose. I feel like we're going to understand that. I'm hearing Lionsgate. I feel I keep getting Lionsgate. So there's a connection between April 30th and Lionsgate. The timeline split from then. That's another video, I'm being told. All right, yeah, I've already known that I was going to do a video of the pre-Lionsgate, and then maybe I'll do one afterwards too. We'll see what Spirit wants me to do, but we're definitely building up to that time, and that energy is ushering in a great deal of clarity. I'm hearing a great deal of reciprocity from the universe, embracing. I got this card in as one of mine yesterday. Embrace who you are. Embrace your body. Embrace your mind, your emotions, your thoughts. Embrace the the shadow side, the light side. Embrace all of who you are. And that's where we are. Impeccability. Every time I see this card, it's like, be impeccable with your word. What are you saying to yourself? How are you allowing others to talk to you? We should all listen to that, but that's for someone in particular. Get clear about how you're feeling about this or that, and speak it from a place of compassion. And I mean, I'm not telling you anything you don't already know, right? So impeccability is a 28 card, so a 10, starting something new. What you say next sets the tone for the next whatever is coming. What you tell yourself, what you say about it. So whatever you want and desire, speak it into existence, right? Oh, excuse me, as I say that, I get communication, number 11 card. Definitely intuition and amping up that enthusiasm. Look at those butterflies. Transformation. Get excited, Divine Feminine, and have faith. This is beautiful. I've never gotten this card out in a reading before. That's beautiful. It's nice, full energy, ready to take off, trusting the universe, trusting our soul. That's been something big that's been coming up for me, is because of certain things that have shifted earlier than I was intuitively told, or however things that played out that I were nothing like the vision I was given. It just, the things like that kind of rocked my faith. And this is like, okay, faith in what? Well, then it's come to my attention recently, is my faith in not just, I mean, I have a faith in God, but did I have faith in my soul to have agreed to a timeline, a soul contract that would have me successful in my later years of life, or do I not trust that? So that's just something that's been coming up for me, and I know I've mentioned it in some of my readings, but are we trusting our soul? Are we trusting our body? How are we talking to ourselves? What are we saying? Even when we're talking in communication with other people, and what are we saying about our journey? I feel like I'm just picking this up right now, I'm feeling like some divine feminines are really keeping what they're going through to themselves. I didn't get the Four of Pentacles here. I didn't get, did have the Two of Swords, but they had a different message. There's just, we may want to take that advice, divine feminines, is, we've certainly discerned who we can trust and who we can't trust with our journey. And if there are people in your experience that can't get rid of for one reason or another, and they're still not aligned, then just ask, what are they here to show me? What is it saying to me about me? Not about them, it's about me. Because I'm the one who, embodying the High Priestess energy, or the Empress energy, or the Queen energy, whatever it is. And it's like, it's not their journey. I don't know where I'm going with this. Spirit was just kind of like rambling through me, which I'm hearing. It's kind of like the energy right now. I just saw a flash on my phone that another solar flare. So, oh, divine feminines, I hope this reading gave you something that you can chew on for a bit, right? There's just, I know there's a lot going on, and I'm sure there's a lot going on in the world. I don't need to pay attention to that. It's not my lane that Spirit wants me in right now. So I know there are other people out there that can report on that and read the energies about what's going on in the world, 3D world. But this shift is such an internal shift, but it's bringing the body with us. So just trust and know that your body is strong enough to hold the light that you agreed to hold and that you are holding. Right now we're just going through some growing pains. Just going through some growing pains physically, and that's okay. Go easy on yourself. Face the emotions that are coming up. I know I don't need to tell you this, especially if you've gone through a lot of dark nights of the soul, night of the souls. How do you say that? I know I don't have to tell you that, but sometimes we do. Even I need the reminders. I had gone through a lot of psychic attacks early on in the year, and then the last few years, and I had forgotten about the one crystal that could have cleared and helped me transmute a lot quicker. And I just realized it the other day. I obviously chose to take the hard route, which is fine. That comes with its own lessons too. But or maybe sometimes Spirit just takes that information from us so we can lean on ourselves and our faith more, right? And trust our bodies, trust our souls, trust our whatever we believe in. So have the faith, divine feminine. We are starting something so beautiful, so brand new, so next level. I'll see you. I'll be right there, right next to you. I love you. Take care of yourselves and nurture yourselves. Get out in nature, pamper yourselves, whatever you got to do. just to give yourself a hug, let your body know that you trust it to come along with you, because it agreed to. Okay? Talk to you soon. Take care. I love you.